Hey guys, YouTuber Editor. Okay, and here we go. Now for this video, I'm going to be giving my thoughts, as I said, on night one of WrestleMania 38. So it just ended about maybe like an hour ago as I'm recording this, and I thought that tonight was good for the most part. I mean, I can't really say that there was really anything like particularly bad about this show. Well, there might have been like a few things I didn't particularly like about it, but yeah, tonight it was like I would say that it was good. Yeah, yeah. Tonight there were seven matches as for WrestleMania. Yeah. The New Day versus Sheamus and Rich Holland match. It's apparently been moved to tomorrow. So yeah. So that match didn't actually happen tonight. Yeah. And tonight for the matches, based on like my predictions from I gave last night. Tonight I went for the matches that I did predict. I went 3 for 5 on the matches for my predictions. Yeah, so I was right on 3 matches. Yeah, there were like a couple of other matches that happened tonight also. Of course, like the Seth Rollins match happened tonight, and yeah, last night if you saw my predictions video, I did not give my prediction for that match since like it was unknown who Seth Rollins' opponent was going to be. Yeah, and there was also another match that ended tonight's show. So yeah, so I didn't give predictions on 2 matches that took place tonight. Yeah, but for the ones that I did predict, I yeah went 3 for 5 tonight. Yeah, yeah, and like I said, the matches overall, like I do think that they were for the most part good. I mean, there may have been like a couple matches that really like were not too great, but they weren't terrible. So I guess I'll just talk about what went on tonight. So I'm not really like gonna like give a summary for like all the matches. I'm not really like gonna go in depth for every match because well any of the matches because I don't want this to be like a 30-40 minute video. So I'm just really gonna just go through the results of all the matches and just give like a brief summary on like what I thought about the matches. All right. So tonight the show kicked off with the SmackDown Tag Team titles, with the Usos defending against Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. And yeah, and the Usos ended up winning this match. So I got this one right. This match was like pretty short. It was only like 7 minutes long. But yeah, the reason that I guess it got cut so short was because apparently Rick Boogs ended up getting injured in this match. Like as he like had both the Usos over his shoulders. Uh, yeah, apparently, like he ended up like suffering a quad patella injury. So I don't know if like the match was like cut short due to that, but yeah, this match was only like 7 minutes, and the Usos wound up winning. And yeah, and and apparently like Rick Boogs actually had to be like carried out of the arena. You know, he couldn't actually leave on his own power. So I'm not really too sure like if how long he could be out. Like it could be like based on like what we've seen with quad injuries before, like they've been out like around like 8 months, like with Triple H for example. So I'm not sure like how long Rick Boogs will be out, but yeah, the Usos ended up winning and they retained the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Yeah. Then next up was Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. And yeah, this was an all right match. This was also like a relatively short match. It was only like 8.5 minutes, and Drew McIntyre ended up winning this match. So I got this one right too. Yeah, yeah, and this was overall a pretty solid match. I mean, it did go back and forth. Like I was like kind of like surprised at like how dominant Happy Corbin really was for a good chunk of this match, yeah. And yeah, with Drew McIntyre winning, this is like the first loss like Happy Corbin has received. So and I was like kind of surprised how like when Drew McIntyre like retrieved his sword after the match, like he had to actually like tried to go after Madcap Moss with his sword, but yeah, he moved out of the way and he sliced through a couple of the ropes. So yeah, was kind of like surprised to see that. Yeah, I was yeah I did yeah, I just like wasn't really expecting to see that. Like, thinking that like, is the show gonna like go on for the rest of the night like this with like broken with like sliced ropes? Yeah, but yeah, luckily they did have like replacement ropes on standby. So yeah, yeah. And then next up was Rey Mysterio and Dominic versus The Miz and Logan Paul, and yeah, The Miz and Logan Paul wound up winning this match. Yeah, gosh, I wasn't happy about that. I mean, yeah, as I said yesterday, I just really did not like that. Logan Paul was at WrestleMania for a second year in a row, and this time he was actually competing on the show. Yeah, but the match overall, I think, was overall solid. I mean, it went back and forth. I will say that Logan Paul did do like pretty well for a non-wrestler. Yeah, 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 and yeah, and it was like a good back and forth match and some good double team moves from like a Rey Mysterio and Dominic throughout the match and stuff. And yeah, and Logan Paul, like I said, he did do like a pretty well for a non wrestler. He did do like a few good moves in the match. Yeah, and then after the match when Miz and Logan Paul won, like during their celebration, then the Miz then just gave Logan Paul the skull crushing finale. So yeah, so I was at least happy that Logan Paul ended up getting attacked by the Miz after the match. So yeah, yeah, but overall, I guess overall it was a good match. Yeah. Then the Raw Women's title match was the next match with Becky Lynch defending against Bianca Belair, and Bianca Belair won. So yeah, I'm glad that they did that. Yeah, and this was a really really good match. Yeah, I definitely do say that the two women's title matches were definitely the highlights of tonight. Yeah, it was a really good back and forth match. That's some like a lot of good counters throughout the match, and yeah, some good high flying moves, and yeah, a lot of near falls throughout the match. So yeah, so it was definitely like a really exciting match to watch. Yeah, at first I was like early on, I was like kind of like nervous that they were gonna pull off the same thing that they did at SummerSlam, but luckily they didn't. Bianca Belair actually did survive. I've Becky's finishing moves. Yeah, yeah, and there were like a lot of points in the match where you think that this was when it was going to end, but it didn't. Yeah, and it really did just like go back and forth, and then yeah, then eventually Bianca Belair then got her finisher in on Becky Lynch, and then yeah, Bianca Belair won, and Bianca Belair won the Raw Women's title. So yeah, so I am glad that they did like now give Bianca Belair her redemption, and after like how bad they treated her for what happened back at SummerSlam. But yeah, luckily, yeah, now Bianca Belair has like gotten the title back, so hopefully now WWE will actually not like mess her up again. Yeah, but yeah, glad Bianca won the Raw Women's title. Yeah. Then Seth Rollins match was the next match. Of course, like it wasn't known who his opponent was going to be. It was just like said that it was going to be an opponent of Vince McMahon's choosing. So yeah, so didn't know who his opponent was going to be. Oh wait, before I talk about this, I just want to say something else about the Becky Lynch Bianca Belair match. Yeah, like the entrance, like the video package for Becky Lynch's entrance, I thought was like pretty clever. Like it was like a knockoff of the Marvel Studios opening logo. Yeah, it just like showed like images and clips of Becky Lynch, and then yeah, then it's just like said big time Becky. Yeah. So yeah, so I thought that was kind of clever. Yeah. But anyway, getting back to the Seth Rollins match. Yeah. So it wasn't known who Seth Rollins' opponent, of course, was going to be, but then yeah, then it was revealed that Seth Rollins' opponent wound up being Cody Rhodes. So yeah, Cody Rhodes returned to the WWE here. Yeah. So I'm surprised that he actually did come back. I hope because wasn't Cody Rhodes like one of the people that helped found AEW? Yeah, so I'm kind of surprised that Cody Rhodes has come back to the WWE. Yeah, yeah, and Cody Rhodes wound up winning this match. Yeah, so yeah, so this was a really awesome match. Like some good, like a lot of like near falls throughout the match. Like there were like the other like Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. There were like a lot of points in the match where you would think that it would be over, but it wasn't. Like Cody Rhodes ended up like surviving the pedigree, and uh, Seth Rollins wound up surviving like the crossroads, and yeah, they survived like some other like big moves throughout the match. So pretty exciting stuff, and yeah, just nice to see Cody Rhodes back in the WWE. Yeah, and then yeah, and just wound up like going back and forth, and then yeah, then Cody Rhodes then like hit like a three crossroads on Seth Rollins and got the win. Yeah, so I'm not really too sure like if the like Cody Rhodes coming back here. I don't know if this is just like a one-time thing for him or if he is actually like signed back with WWE and he now has another contract with them. So yeah, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see if Cody Rhodes is actually like really back or if this was just like a one-time thing. But yeah, it was nice to see Cody Rhodes back in the WWE. Yeah. Yeah. And then after this, then we had the SmackDown Women's Title match with Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. Yeah, and this was another good match. Yeah, Charlotte won, so yeah, I was not happy about that. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, this still was like the other women's title match. This was like a really, really good, exciting match. Like there were like some near falls in the match. Like Ronda actually ended up countering the figure eight. She was the first person to do this. Yeah. Then at one point, as Ronda Rousey like had the ankle lock on Charlotte, as like she actually like grapevined Charlotte's leg, similar to like what Kurt Angle used to do. Like Charlotte was actually able to like kick Ronda in the face to break out of it. Yeah. So it was just like real back and forth stuff, and then Ronda actually had the match won on two different occasions. One where she actually like did have a Ronda, I mean Charlotte pin, but yeah, Charlotte and wound up getting her foot on the rope as the ref counted to three, and so due to that, the referee had to like just overturn his call. Yeah. Then as Charlotte went for the figure eight on Ronda again, like Ronda was able to kick Charlotte off, but she ran into the referee and knocked him out. And then then Ronda actually did like get Charlotte to tap out with the armbar. She did tap out, but it was as the referee was out cold. And as Charlotte was trying to, well, as Ronda was trying to revive the referee, then Charlotte then just kicked Ronda right in the head, and then yeah, that allowed Charlotte to get the pin. Yeah, so I'm just, gosh, I'm not happy that Charlotte uh, won the match. Just oh man, I mean, just as I've been saying before, like like in my previous videos, just I am just like so tired of like always seeing Charlotte Flair go over. Like I'm just like tired of always seeing her at the top. Like she has to like be like everyone. Like every time I turn the WWE on now, I just always got to see Charlotte Flair come out on top. Just when is enough enough? Just stop this already. Like I don't like hate Charlotte herself, but yeah, I'm just like so sick of always like seeing her be so dominant in the women's division. She like beats absolutely everybody. Just Ronda should have won this match. There's no question in my mind. So yeah, so I'm not happy about the result, but yeah, it was still a good match. A really, really good match. Yeah, yeah. So like I said, the two women's title matches were the two highlights of the show. Yeah, I'm not really sure which one I would call better. Maybe I would say the Raw women's title match is a little better since Bianca won. But yeah, but both matches were still really, really good to great matches. Yeah. And then the show ended with the Kevin Owens show segment, the KO show with special guest Stone Cold. Yeah. So yeah, so at first, like it just was just the regular KO show with like first Kevin Owens really was just like insulting Texas and all that stuff, and then Stone Cold then eventually came out, and then yeah, then as a uh, they were just like talking how Kevin Owens was really just explaining how Canada is so much better than Texas, and Stone Cold really was just like insulting Kevin Owens during the whole thing. Then Kevin Owens then eventually revealed that this whole thing was just a trick. It wasn't for the KO show. Like he challenged Stone Cold to a match. Yeah, and so then, yeah, then Stone Cold then accepted. So this wound up being the last match of the night: Stone Cold versus Kevin Owens. And I'm just gonna say, like, I really did not like Stone Cold wrestling here. Just yeah, Stone Cold hasn't wrestled a match in 19 years. So yeah, he's nothing like how he used to be. Like he doesn't have that same in ring ability. Yeah, so yeah, and gosh, I mean, yeah, and I just really didn't like that they did this. I mean, I don't think that Stone Cold really did do horrible in this match, but just as I was watching him, it just really seemed like he was really phoning it in. Like he was just really phoning in like his old in ring work here. Yeah, plus this just went on too long. Like this match went on like 13 minutes. I mean, did they really have to do it this long? I mean, couldn't this have just been like a 3 or 5 minute like thing? with them like just fighting for that time, and then Stone Cold then just gets the stunner on Kevin Owens and wins. They had really had to make this like a 13-minute match. Yeah, and this also wound up being a no holds barred match. Yeah, throughout the match, like Stone Cold was like drinking beers and stuff as he was beating down Kevin Owens. Then like it spilled like in the crowd over the barricade, and then they then fought like in the entranceway. Yeah, then eventually Kevin Owens then hit a stunner on Stone Cold, but Stone Cold ended up surviving it. Then Stone Cold then like bowed back and then was just beating down Kevin Owens some more, and then eventually Stone Cold then hit a stunner on Kevin Owens, and then Stone Cold got the win. Yeah. Then afterwards, then Stone Cold was like celebrating with his own brand of beer. Yeah. Then he gave Kevin Owens another stunner. Yeah, and then Stone Cold was like celebrating with the crowd. Then like he then toasted a beer to Byron Saxton, but then Stone Cold then just stunned Byron Saxton. Yeah. And then it also shows how Stone Cold was also toasting a beer to his brother. Yeah. Yeah. So like I said, I really didn't like Stone Cold actually competing on the show. I mean, couldn't this have just been like something in like what they did with him at Piper's Pit, with just a segment between them, and then eventually then Stone Cold then just attacks Kevin Owens? Couldn't they just done something like that? They didn't have to do a match, especially since Stone Cold hasn't wrestled for 19 years. So I didn't like that. But I guess now, like anybody that was like upset about like Stone Cold losing his last match at WrestleMania 19 against The Rock, I guess they can at least say that they can be happy that Stone Cold has now won his true last match. Yeah, because there's no way that he's going to be competing again after this. Yeah, and then that's how the show ended tonight. Yeah. So like I said, I did think that tonight was overall good. Yeah, like I said, my predictions did go 3 for 5. I've tonight for the matches I did predict. Yeah, the rest of the matches will be tomorrow. Like that New Day match will be tomorrow, and then all those other matches with like Lesnar versus Reigns, Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn, Edge versus AJ Styles, and all those other matches will take place tomorrow also. So far I'm 3 for 5. We'll see how well I do tomorrow for the rest of the matches, and then we'll see like what my final results for my predictions will be. All right, but as for night one tonight, overall for the most part, I did think it was good, even though like there were a few things I was upset about. All right. So overall, I do give night one a pass. So we'll see how night two turns out tomorrow, and then and tomorrow night after night two ends, I will be giving my thoughts on a night two of WrestleMania as well. So stay tuned for my thoughts on night two coming tomorrow. But this is it for my thoughts on night one of WrestleMania 38 tonight. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.